Greetings, people who really like the accordion but might be wondering if I'm sane or not. I did a video, Stradella bass accordion, number 21A, Woody Woodpecker chords. I did that, and in that video, obviously, if you've seen it, I made mistakes. I spoke incorrectly. And I keep telling people, my viewers, that first of all, I'm very, very unhealthy. I won't give you a list, but one of my problems is neurological. And I noticed that since my last surgery in 2015, that I think I'm speaking consciously, like I'm sitting here. I think I'm wide awake and I'm conscious, and I think I'm speaking correctly, but later, days later, if I watch my video or if somebody's listening to me, like my wife or my son, I realize that I didn't say what I wanted to say. It's really weird, and it seems to be getting worse. So I wanted to tell you that I made this video, and I made a bunch of boo-boos. But before I show you the corrections, and I have them all mapped out, I want to also mention this. I did a video called Music Scales Revitalized, number 4, the 8-tone scale. And I pretty much wrapped up all my systems that I wanted to present. And I wanted to present them because of this story. Now, in this video here, number 4 no less, I mentioned the significance of the number 4. Now you might say, oh Joey, every number's great, every number's great. Well, it is. But in this case, the number 4 was profound. And before I do my corrections, I'm going to show you this. And you tell me if it's chance or not. My German grandfather, my Italian grandfather first, who I mentioned before, Giuseppe, they called him Joe when he came to America, D'Agostino. All right? He died July 22, 1957. Now see, I have to speak slowly or I'll screw this up. So my grandfather, my Italian grandfather, Giuseppe D'Agostino, died July 22, 1957. I hope I'm speaking correctly. All right? And he died 4 days before my 4th birthday. All right? You say, that's just a bunch of coincidence. My German grandfather, Martin Sherman Brandt, died 8/25/54, and he died 2 months and 4 days shy of his 64th birthday. In other words, 64 days before his 64th birthday. You say, oh, that's just coincidence. Nobody cares. Who cares? Well, when I did my first accordion video in my series, you've probably seen a few. I posted my first video on May 22, 2017. I hope I'm speaking correctly. And that video was posted 2 months and 4 days, or 64 days, shy of my 64th birthday. Now this is what happened. This is what I did. Because I'm proud of my heritage for whatever reason, and I'm proud that I have any music in my system. And I just wanted to share my ideas in case I dropped over dead, because as you see, my German grandfather just missed his 64th birthday, and I just for fun, I wanted to live a little bit longer and make it to 64, kind of a Paul McCartney thing, and I did. So even though I made it, I'm still here, but I'm having a speech thing, and I'm trying to consciously monitor it. So thank you for being patient for that part. Now, on this video, I really made a big boo-boo. I thought I was speaking correctly, but I said, when I was explaining why I would play an F minor chord with a B flat bass, I spoke incorrectly. I was trying to show that substitution chord was in essence, now here's the traditional notation. Regular people would put B flat 9, and they might mention that the third was omitted. That's the traditional notation, or something close. Then in my system, the graphic chord symbol would be B flat dominant 9 with no third. See, this is hard for me because I think I'm speaking correctly, but later on I find out that I said something totally weird. And then my alphanumeric notation would be a B flat dominant 9 point no third. So that's what I wanted to say, and I didn't. I didn't say this. And I'll watch this video later, and I'll run the video to see if I actually spoke correctly. I won't know until later, which is really, really frustrating. It bothers me. Now here's the F minor, which you can play, but I said it's bland. I said, why don't we play the F minor with the B flat bass button, all right? And then we get a different chord. We get a richer chord. It's richer. It's sweeter. But I didn't explain this. I didn't speak correctly. You see, there's your B flat bass. And in this chord, the third is not, it's not there. It's missing. There's no third. So my graphic symbol would be B flat dominant 9, no third. And then here's the alphanumeric. But that's what I wanted to say. And even though I'm speaking now, I don't know if it's correct. I have to go back and replay this later. That's what I wanted to tell you. All right, so that was my apology. And in the verse, I also mentioned if you wanted to, for a little extra sweetness, instead of playing the A chord, and here's one, all right, instead of playing the A major chord, the very basic chord, you could play an A dominant 7. Now here's a traditional. That's the way you'd see a traditional, but here's mine. Here's my graphic, and here's my alphanumeric. But it's still an A dominant 7. It's still the same thing. All right, I tried to explain that. I don't know if I did it right. And I showed that here's the tones. I showed you can play it this way. You play an E diminished 7 chord button with an A counter bass button, and you get these tones, and the fifth and that chord is not missing. All right, I showed that, and I showed you on the chart exactly where to put your fingers. E flat, oh no, excuse me, A counter bass. See, they're all almost messed up. And then the E diminished 7 chord button. That would give you your A7, okay? And then I also explained why you play the A diminished 7 with an E flat bass. It's because you want a C diminished 7. You want that sound. And you get these tones. And you see in these tones, the B double flat actually is the correct terminology, but we just call it A. And you see the fifth is not missing. You get a really nice chord here. All right, you get that. And then you play that by playing the E flat bass button and the A diminished 7 chord button. And that's how you get this right here. So I think I spoke correctly. I'll play it back before I post it. And there's no guarantees anymore. I don't know what's going to happen if my health keeps diminishing. But it started out with this. I wanted to honor my grandfathers, who I barely knew. I barely knew these people, and it's sad. And so here's where we're at. Blanket apology, corrections, and I hope we can move forward, and I hope my brain doesn't fall out of my head. Thank you for being incredibly patient. Hope to see you soon.